Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, as always, covering the hot topics on Transformers Earth Wars. So welcome to the stream, guys. So in this week's stream, we'll be taking a look at Prime Cores for new starters. So I thought that you see a lot of questions from new starters saying what core goes on what bot, things like that, and I thought, Ram, just keep asking those questions of, oh, put this bot on that bot on that bot. We could sort of talk about some general rules on what cores are best for sort of what style of bot and why we put those prime cores on those bots. So we'll be talking a bit about that as well as taking a look at new bots. So I'm not too sure it's even finished. Proviso, guys. But we're going to take a look at the new bot in test and sort of seeing, maybe do a few tests to see if it actually is doing the values it should be doing, or whether it just needs a bit of a change. A bit of a proviso that I am going for the 5-star this weekend, but it's not because of the bot. It's literally because I am Spark, and I am, well, not Spark, but combine a Spark poor, and I am 5-star shard poor. So I need those shards, and I need that Spark. So I am doing the event for those, not for the bot. It don't matter if the bot is good or not. That's what I'm doing it for. Then we're going to be taking a look at an easy way to get some easy resources. So I've sort of tested this a bit today, the other day, and found an easy way, really easy, effective way to get some nice resources. So we're talking a bit about that as well. And then we're talking about the announcement of the new combiners. We're talking a bit about that later on as well. So plenty to go through, but first off, I want to apologise for the late start. As you probably saw, I had a bit of a mix-up at the start. I'm not sure if anyone saw that, but I started the stream off, thought nothing different than normal, so get it all set up, and I went to copy it, and I copied it into my Discord server, and it came up saying I was doing a crystal opening from 4 years ago. I don't even know if I've got that thumbnail still. Really, really strange. I was like, what the hell? And then when I tried to set it up again, it wasn't working, so I literally had to cancel the stream, mess about. So apologies for the late start, guys, apologies, but we are here now. So yes, okay, let's have a look at the chat, see who we've got. So we've got Shadow Evolver, and yes, she was first in this stream, so apologies if you're in the last one. We've got some of my members, Freezus Max, go and check out his channel, guys. Trax Penny Lancaster as well. We've got Blade 19 as well, another of my members, and Vic Ching. Thank you for joining. Chris Harmon too. Then we've got Daddy Pig, we've got Ricky Lau, we've got Razorhorn 74, we've got Lou Mega, we've got Erods, we've got the Primes K, aka Shadow Evolver. We've got Darklance as well. Good to see you, Mr. Steeler. We've got, who else have we got? Cuddy Fox, good to see you too. We've got Carnage Mac. Alright. Who else have we got? Who else? A lot of chatter. We got London's Calling. Good to see you too. We got my brother Candyman. Thanks for joining, mate. We've got Soldier in the chat as well. So you got all 3 content creators in the chat today. How cool is that? Who else have we got? We've got Joseph Prime as well. We've got Supreme Rules. Yeah, I'm not 100% still, which is a bit weird. That's if I feel any better. I'm still a bit, I don't know, bleh, but a lot better than I was. But thanks for asking, appreciated. DDEX76, another of my members as well. We've got Raven Boy 3141. Who else have we got? We've got Ninja Master Builder. Good to see you too. We've got Nexus and Optimus Prime, and then we've got Steven Gomez, another of my members as well. Good to see you. Cool. Just trying to skim through. Obviously, a lot of talk about saying like what's happening with Wozza. Apologies, guys. I could have put a thing in the chat just saying that I saw it, but honestly, like I just like mass like, oh, get it sorted. Like, not won't say panic, but literally like speed going like trying to sort it out and find out what's going on. Didn't have a clue. That's proper weird. Honestly, like even now I'm like I don't even know what happened. Proper strange. that you set up a stream and it pulls a stream from 4 years ago. Really weird. Because I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know how that even happens. Really, really weird. But yeah. Yeah. Worried that the hurricane had jumped from Florida to Australia. Grand time, you're funny. Funny. I want someone just to put Energy House is in Florida, so I hope he's okay. I'm sure he is. But yeah, who tuned in the stream today and seen John, who's I can't remember his second name. I apologise. Who voices this the name of voices Soundwave in Transformers One film. I thought it was really cool. I don't know. A lot of people don't really like the Space Ape streams, but that was really, really cool. He did like Ultra Magnus and Starscream and Soundwave and Ratchet. And he did loads of voices, didn't he? But yeah, really, really cool. So I was impressed anyway. Any more? And as always, guys, listen, if you've got any questions, especially if you're a new player, then hit them up in the chat. I don't mind. I'll answer any question I can. I very much doubt it'll be a question that I can't answer. Unless it's very, very, very specific, like how much DPS does this bot have with this core? Give me a break, come on. But, you know, any questions, stick it in the chat, guys. I'll do my best to answer it. Who else have we got? Few people saying the stream has crashed. It's all good my end. Is it all good if everyone else is all right? Mr. Steeler, why did the stream stop? What's going on? I don't even know what's going on, honestly. I don't know. No. No issues here. I don't know. Like I said, it's got some right gremlins today, this stream. Really gremlins. Yeah, probably got to refresh, probably, yeah. Full of gremlins today. Full of gremlins. Had to close and reload. Okay, good. We're still here, though. That's good. I'm glad everyone's back in again. Cool. Crasher back there as well. Strange. Right, well let's go for the newsletter and then we'll talk a bit more then. But yeah, a few people just joined the stream at the end there. So Thomas Fuller, I didn't want to miss you out. So thanks for being a member. And Larry Miller as well from the Brave Defenders. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, it says stop for a few people. Weird. It might be something to do with the fact that I had to cancel the stream and start again. Like I said, it might be something to do with that. I don't really know. Like I said, I'm absolutely baffled. Okay, cool. Let's go to the newsletter and then we'll carry on with the stream. So, Barrick Grana Week Ninny Bong, the normal endurance event looms. This event is called Enemy of My Enemy. So weekend event, 3.5 mil points for a 5-star Vector Prime or Nova Prime. 1.5 mil points for the 4-star. And then obviously up to 100 tier where we can get around, well not around, we can get 900 5-star shards. Some 4-star shards and spark, etc. And then once you get above 1.5 million points, then you get total spark crystals. So you're going to get 100 total spark crystals and 100 total shard crystals. So the spark contains anything up to 10k, I think it was. Was it 1, 5 or 10? I think it was in the total spark crystals of either combiner spark or combat spark. So 100 crystals of that. So you would expect you get at least about 30 of each spark and 10 of each. So you're probably going to get about 180k of each spark. So 180k combiner spark, 180k combat spark, and 180k spark. I think that's the case. So yeah, and then you got obviously 4-star shards, 3-star shards, and 5-star shards in the total shard crystals as well as the G metals, and obviously the 5-star bot. Like I said, I'm not doing this for the 5-star bot. I thought that one, I need the shards, the 5-star shard more than anything. 2, I need combiner spark. I'm running low on that, even though I've got plenty of other sparks. I'm overflowing with everything else. And I thought that it'd be good to do the mayhem mode for an endurance, so I can actually, you know, when I talk about these things on my stream, I know what I'm talking about. I don't think it's really fair that I could sit here and go, oh, you should do this and oh, you should do that, and this is the amount of money that you can do it in if I don't know myself. So I chose to do this for the last Legacy event. So I said I did it for about $60. Probably could do it for 40 quite easily. But I could talk from that point of view on what I did to achieve that and how quick it was and things like that. So I thought I'd do exactly the same for this as well. I'd normally say no battles on supply, but it's now Mayhem mode. So they have made an adjustment. So obviously Mayhem mode is 15 fuel cells. If you're not sure what Mayhem mode is, I literally posted a video earlier today reviewing it. Go and check that out first. Don't just go into the event not knowing what you're doing. So they have said that it's 3 times the points, 3 times the XP roughly. Roughly, not exactly. It's actually like 2.8. And Yannis actually said like, oh, someone's good at maths. Yeah, that's me. That's me. 2.8, not 3. Might be 2.85 or 9, but you get what I mean. It's below 3. So 2.8 times the XP. But like Yannis said, you're doing it for one battle. So one battle for 2.8 times the XP. But it was sold as 3. That's my point. You know, regardless. 2.8 is still good. But it was sold as triple. So it should be triple. That's my point. But don't want to sound greedy. But it did say triple. It did say that. So 2.8 times XP. 3 times the points. So thereabouts. But how it's set up is it did confuse some people, I think, in the stream, and they're like, what the hell is going on? So how it's set up is it will be zone 14 for 5 fuel cells. Next to that will be zone 14 for 15 fuel cells. Then the next zone will be zone 15 for 5. Then it will be zone 15 for 15 fuel cells. Then same for 16, then 17. So personally, I'd have made it 5 fuel cells for 14, 15, 16, 17. And then 15 fuel cells for 14, 15, 16, 17. Just a bit clearer, I think. Hey, it's a small criticism, but at least they've made that change. It was something that a lot of players wanted. A lot of lower players that are free to play, so they like playing the game and like the grind. I know. So yeah, fair point. If they want that, then it's been brought back. So 5 fuel cells, but Mayhem mode will still be the case. So you still have to destroy all the base to get the full points and bonus points. You can't just destroy the HQ like in normal events. Please keep that in mind. You have to destroy the whole base. So I'll talk a bit about that later on. But yes. We'll talk about some good tactics, kind of. You'll see. You'll see. Side pass and catch up is back. Then we've got Vector Prime and Nova Prime. They spoke about them. So obviously we're going showing them later. Saga schedules. This is the last week of the saga with the new saga starting next week with the new combiners in that saga. So be prepared for that. So we're talking a bit about that later as well. Go and check out your content creators. Obviously myself, Freezius and Soldier are all in the chat. Can I just say I feel really sorry for Soldier because the artwork on the bot is not even in the test server. I found it hard because I like to do some shorts beforehand and build up a bit of, you know, a bit of anticipation. But Soldier literally depends on that. All his content is really polished and it's all about the bot in the showroom, and it goes through like the bio and talks about it and then talks about the ability. Very polished. Want to express that. Really, really good quality. And he can't even do that because the bot art is not there. And it's quite poor from Space Ape on that part. You know, I get frustrated when I can't do my content and I can, you know, do whatever. Like I don't have certain art for thumbnails and things like that. So I can imagine how frustrating it is for Soldier to not be able to do content on this bot when he really, you know, primarily sticks to that. So shout out to Soul. I hope they saw it pretty quick. But yeah, but if I can do anything for you, I don't know if you need. I presume you'll get the bot at the same time as me. I was going to say if I have it in the showroom, I can send it you something, I can do something, but I'm sure he'll be probably going for the 5-star and have the bot at the same time as me, pretty much. So, but yeah, if I can help you, let me know, bud. But yeah, and then Dale's put catch up with Wozza 9:30 p.m. Not said when, just said catch up this weekend. So every night, Saturday at 9:30. Saturday. But yeah, how we're going to be doing it is, like I said, is that we're going to be doing an interview with Dale, but my members only are going to be able to comment and ask questions. So it's going to be members only. Anyone can watch it. It is going to be public viewing, but only my members are going to be able to comment. So if you want to have a comment or maybe ask a question, I can't guarantee that your question will be asked. I just want to put out there. I don't want someone thinking that, oh, I've got a question for Dale. If I become a member, that question will get asked. It all depends. We'll pick certain questions out, some decent questions. Try and keep it a bit positive. You know, I don't want to have a bit silly questions. You know, like, oh, why is the game rubbish? You know, something like that. I mean, come on. We all are critical of the game, but let's try and keep it at least constructive. You know, and ask real questions that are going to ask real questions that are going to need real good answers. Yeah. Then we've got a video from Val, who's done a video on Blaster and Soundwave, how to use them. Community Corner, Narcos, I think that's right, Narcos. Done a really cool picture of Thundercracker, I think it is. It looks like Thundercracker. Very, very cool. And then Incinerator, one of the players in the game, has met Sophia Miles. So I presume she either does the voice of Ares or RC, or even both, maybe. So yeah, cool. And then Tech's done a little video where you should go and check that out. Don't want to give it away, but it's just something cool. And then Bug fixes and information. So this Thursday today, Beachcomber and Deluge, their buff cheer was 10 seconds. It should have been 13, so that's been changed. Beachcomber and Deluge buff cheer from the G1 was activated every 12 seconds rather than 30. That's been changed. And buildings no longer gain the cheer bonus. So, all in all, I think because the defense buff bonus has gone away, this is going to be a nerf in a way. But it's not a nerf because it should never have been that way. But it's, you know, going to make it a bit easier. That's what I'm saying. Not to kill the bot, but the defenses in the area were a bit more, you know, buffed when he was out. So, that's good. But on attack, it's actually been buffed, it looks like. So it's had a buff on attack and a bit of a nerf on defense, so to speak. So, you know, on attack, the buff has gone from 10 to 13, but it was actually every 12 seconds, not 30. So that's a bit worse, but then it's now every 30, is it? So the increase is increased. What? Hang on. So I just realised something. Hang on. So Beachcomber and Deluge, the buff cheer was 10 seconds. Now it's 13. Then they've gone the buff cheer from the G1. So you have two buff cheers? That's stupid if that's the case. From 12 to 30. So no, it's a bit of a nerf all around, isn't it? Really, it's not a buff at all. But yeah, they've changed some stuff. Then yeah, John Bailey was obviously in the Space Ape stream. It was really cool to go and see him, like I said, doing them voices. Really, really cool. So go and check out the content. Go and check out the Space Ape stream, not the content creator stream. Go and check out the Space Ape stream just for John Bailey. Honestly, really, really cool voices they did. And they said they might actually try and get him in the game at some point. So yeah, very, very cool. Okay, so look at the chat, see what any questions we've got, what everyone's talking about. What's going on? So we've got Mario Zambiano and Berserk in the chat as well. Thanks for joining. Oh, Dalton says, but no, it's 5, 7.5K or 10. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, it's been a while. You know what? I've actually got loads in storage. I think I've got like 200, I think. Kept behind, I think, something like that. I say loads, but I'm sure people got a lot more than that. I've got about 200 left over in storage, so yeah. Trax put, when did the Apes last advertise something and you got what exactly advertised? They are bad at maths and everyone expects else. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, we actually had a laugh about today because go and check this out in your game. It's actually quite funny. So each Energon storage holds 5,300,000 Energon, and there's 3 storages. So that's 15,900,000 energon in storage. But you can actually store 16. Go and look at it. Go and check it out. Go and look in your game right now. Look at your maximum energon storage. It's 16. You tell me how 16 goes into 3. It doesn't. Not exactly. Go and check it out. Space 8 math. Ninja After Builders, but you had to join a third time. Apologies if it, like I said, it was out of my control. It wasn't anything I did. It was really strange. I don't know what happened. Really weird. Candyman's put, anyone got no side pass freebies yet? I sent a request and recipient still hasn't received it. I know there are some people that haven't got them yet, so I think that all my prizes got given out. If you haven't, let me know. I know there's one player that didn't, that got back to me, and I hit Dale up and he said he was going to sort it out this week, so I believe that's sorted. Cuddy Fox has put they were still working on it. He says, why didn't you show the triangle from test? Oh, me and Saul are in the same alliance. Oh, right. Well, yeah, we're going to get me exactly at the same time, so that doesn't matter. It'd be good to see you, buddy, though. Yeah. Yeah, Darklands. Poor form, not ready 13 hours before the start of the event. I know. What else? Just jumped ahead a bit. Let me have a look a minute. Candyman, once 5-star Cyclonus is out, no one is going to care about Deluge. Oh, you're gonna be down for a letdown, I feel. Yeah, Trax Lancaster's spot. The apes want to get John's voice in the game. They were excited until you could see Yanis realize he was going to have to pay for it. Yeah, that is exactly what happened. Dale was like, "Oh yes, let's get John in the game. It's gonna be brilliant." And Yanis was just like, "How much is this gonna cost? Hyro's gonna kill me." It's so true, so true. Dartmans, any idea if the human allies are coming back? No! No! We don't want humans in the game. No, we don't need humans in the game. There was never anything good that came from humans in the Transformers cartoon, in Bay Farmers, in this game. We don't want humans in the game. No, humans suck. Remember that. Quote, humans suck from Wozza. Remember that, yeah. That one's HQ stores 800k Energon. What? Just Energon, not Ally though. That's madness. Ninja Master Builder, do you know if the multi-defense system use Ally to activate on the 3 defenses? No, you don't have to activate them. You don't need to. Nope, you just build them and then switch whenever you want. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost Ally or Energon. That's what you mean. You don't have to activate them. Supreme Rules, last Defense Prime Core release date. When they do the next phase of HQ 18, I feel. I think there's going to be a third attachment to the MDS. A fourth attachment to the MDS. And I feel like it's going to bring out the Alpha Trion Core as well. There's going to be some other updates as well. So, yeah. Soul's Port, we need base designs like Clash of Clans. I want to play on Cybertron. I don't see why they can't do as a skin. I don't know why. But they don't. I think the reason being is that if they make a skin for the game, they're not going to get anything back for that. It's dead money. I think that's why. Candyman, bring in Chip Chase as a combat character. What, just wheeling along? Just no. No. I actually got Chip Chase actually because yeah. Oh, actually, I'll show you actually that quick. Hang on a minute. Let me show us actually a minute. I've got something here. I might have a little treat for you. If you give me a second, that is. Where to put it? Let me just do that. Go. Save there. And then just look here a minute. And there we go. Can we see that? So look up here a minute. Tell you what, let's go. Let's transfer and then you can have a look. I'll go into the other scene in a minute. And there we go. That is my new setup. So for those that saw it last time, we had Computron in there, split up, and that was sort of celebrating light speed. That's what the idea was. And I sort of changed it a bit. I thought I've just got MP Sunstreaker, put the nice little mask on him. Thought he's got to have that mask on for me. Got to. And yeah, I thought I'd stick him in and, you know, sort of color code it and change the sort of, that's obviously a little video in the middle, the Sunstreaker thing. So, yeah, pretty cool. So, yeah. But I always change it every now and again, just these little things. So, yeah. Cool. Right, let's go into the game minute. There we go. Close that down. There we go. Cool. So, let's kick it off. So, what it's talking about, like I said, prime cores. So, whoops. Try again. So, when we're talking about prime cores, there's certain rules you need to stick to in terms of bots. And outside of that, then that's where the prime cores come in. So the prime cores are the best cores in the game, hands down. But when it comes to certain bots, they need specific cores. So as a general rule, if you have an A-class bot that does damage and an enhanced ordnance core increases that damage, that's a must-have for that bot. Generally speaking, 99% of the time, you want an enhanced ordnance on that A-class bot. If it does damage, that's the key indicator there. If it does damage. So you would not, for example, put an enhanced ordnance on tracks because it does no damage. Then, with gunners, same situation. If the gunner does damage, you want a volatile mixture. So I would say generally those cores have to go on those bots 99% of the time. Very few exceptions. So once you've got all your jets and all your gunners with those cores, then we're going to look at where the prime cores can fit in within your team. And we're going to talk about which ones are best, which sort of class they suit, not just the best bot. There's no point talking about going this bot because I might be stood here saying that, oh, Quintus goes well on Blaster, but you don't have Blaster. And so you think, oh, well, Quintus is no good for me. No, not the case. So we're going to talk about which bot class to put it on and why, so you can make your own decisions rather than keep asking people going like, oh, what core on this bot? So let's kick it off with Liege. So there is one bad downside for Liege. Other than that, it is an absolutely amazing core. Now the one downside to it is, and it's more relevant when you get to higher levels of the game, granted, is that when you put it on a bot, it hacks the other team's outpost bots once they've used their abilities. So it doesn't hack their ability, don't use their ability back on the base, but once they've used their ability, they re-engage the base and start attacking and helping you. But the problem with that is, if you pop them and they're halfway down the base, they will start to walk towards their own base and drag you with them. So just keep that in mind, that your bots will start to walk away from where they are to sort of chase these bots down to engage them themselves. Outside of that, it's literally like getting 4 extra bots, or 5 at higher levels, and you can say 18. It's like getting 4 or 5 extra bots on the battlefield for 15 seconds. Absolutely immense, and obviously protects you from being hacked as well. So although I wouldn't say it's an absolute necessity in your team, it is a very, very good core that you should try and get in your team if you can. Now, I put it on Wheeljack there. That is not a good example. I was doing some testing. I was doing a bit of playing around. If I was putting the age on anything, I would put it on a frontline bot. Not necessarily just a tank, but I would put it on a frontline bot. You're talking warriors and special bots like Optimus Primal, like Pipes, like Rook, like Twin Twist, maybe, unless you've got another core, which we'll talk about later, but a frontline bot. So next up we've got Quintus. So with Quintus, you've got two options basically. So the two options are, you can either put it on a tank. Now, if you put it on a tank, it means you get more HP, because the Sharkticons take 20% of your HP and damage for 7 seconds. Now, if you put it on a tank, they're going to have really high HP, but low DPS. So they're more of a distraction than for damage. Or you can put it on a high DPS, low HP bot, and then you're getting less HP in the Sharks, but getting more damage. So you can see there, if you want more HP, put it on a frontline tank. The tankier, the better. The higher HP, the better. So you're talking like a warrior, like Rooks or like Pipes. If you want it on a high DPS bot, you can get a lot more damage out of it. Now, personally, I like to put Quintus on a rushing tank. I've tried it on a few bots. And the reason I like to do it on a rushing tank is that when you do a rushing tank normally, once that ability runs out, they can kind of get in a bit of trouble. Where if you put Quintus on them and your bots are still killing things behind, it starts popping out Sharks and it sort of does damage around. It protects him. So I personally like Quintus on frontline rushing warriors like Pipes. But there's no right or wrong answer with it. Next up, we've got Micronus. So with Micronus, again, a couple of options, depends where you want it. I've seen people put it on healers. I've seen people put it on gunners. I've seen people put it on frontline tanks. And there's no right or wrong answer, but I would try and get Quintus in there. I think Quintus is one of the 3 prime cores I think are essential. I think Micronus, Quintus, and Alphatron are absolutely essential in your team, and you should never leave without them. Outside of that, you should try and get as many in as possible, but definitely those 3. Now, Micronus, if you put it on the frontline tanks, it'll keep your frontline tanks HP obviously up with the healing. If you put it on gunners, it's better. It's good for gunners because your gunners are low HP, so it heals them and keeps them alive rather than dying. But the problem is, there's not many gunners or airbots that don't need enhanced ordnance or don't need volatile mixture, so it can be hard to get it into those bots without sacrificing an enhanced ordnance or a volatile mixture, which are there for damage and what your gunners are generally there for, and your air class bots. So I don't like Micronus in that midsection. In essence, that is the perfect place for it, because it's right in the middle of your team. And what generally happens is your tanks take damage and your healers run ahead, and they'll be on the same sort of distance as your gunners. But for me, not at the sacrifice of enhanced ordnance or volatile mixtures. So on healers, a good idea. I think that if you lose your healers, it can be an absolute nightmare. But then it's a bit away from your tanks, and you don't get as much healing on your tank. So again, no right or wrong answer with this. Personally, I have my tanks. I think after that, healers is not a bad idea, because healers struggle for health because they're such low HP. And after that, then gunners, but I'm not a fan. After that, we've got Alchemist. Alchemist, it's alright. It heals you for your attacks. It's a bit like Micronus in a way, but only heals 1 bot for 15% damage done. I really like this currently on Smokescreen on defense. Does really well to heal him while he's attacking. It keeps him alive because there's just so much damage. So you can put Alchemist on a high damage bot, but not one that depends on an enhanced ordnance or volatile mixture for damage. I know, bit confusing, but if you're going to put Alchemist on anyone, then I would put it on a high damage bot if you can fit it anywhere. Alpha Trion, absolute necessity for me. 1 ability point every 8.5 seconds, must have. So if you're going to war, try and put it on a bot that you know you are taking every single battle regardless. unless you're going to start switching cores. But for lower players, I would just I'll put on a healer. It makes more sense. Your healer's probably going to stay alive for most of the battle. Sit back and just give you them points. But I would not leave home without it. Like I said, one of the best, if not the best for me, best cores in the game. Amalgamous is good on a bot that does high damage when in alt mode. So you're talking the likes of Rotorstorm, you're talking the likes of Sentius. I think it's well fitted for Twin Twist, does really, really well. Because they go into alt mode for a lot longer and do a lot more damage, and it heals them as well. So really, really good core. Just make sure, guys, that it is a bot that transforms into alt mode. I've seen people trying to put this on bots that don't transform, and obviously does not work. So just keep that in mind. So one that transforms for a decent amount of time, because don't forget, if it just transforms and then does damage and transforms back again, it's not going to work. They need to transform and stay in that mode for quite a while. Laser Optimus is another good example, but you could probably use his G1 for just pretty much very similar. So if you've got Amalgamous and you've got Laser Optimus with his G1, I will put his G1 Laser Optimus and use Amalgamous somewhere else. But a very, very good core nonetheless. Myself, I put it on defense on Twin Twist. Megatronus, a bit of a weird one. It's an okay core. It's good if you have it on pipes to mix with that acid and fire, because it also does enhance damage. But I wouldn't say Megatronus is an essential core. It can be good on a rushing bot. Keep in mind, it doesn't increase the ability damage. So if you put it on Goldfire, for example, he will rush. And when he arrives at the target, it'll increase the damage he does around his area, but not where he's travelled from. So the ability damage doesn't increase, just where he started and where he finishes. So it's only when he's doing his DPS, so to speak. But yeah, can be good in terms of doing damage in an area, because it does 44% of your DPS in an area. So not a bad core on the whole. Onyx, for me, is probably the worst prime core in the game. It's not the best. It boosts damage, regular attacks while below 40%, but my question is, if your bot's below 40%, you're in trouble. So if this was like 80 or 90%, then I think it'd be really, really good, because it would pretty much boost your damage all the time as your health drops. But it doesn't. If it was, it activates after your bot drops below 80% and stays for the rest of the battle, I think it'd be absolutely immense core. But the fact it's below 40%, just doesn't make it that good, really. So I honestly would not put Onyx core on anyone, really, unless you haven't got a core to put him on, if that makes sense. So listen, a core is better than no core. That's the point I'm making. But I wouldn't particularly try and fit Onyx in your team at the sacrifice of any other core that you might want. Nexus at lower levels is not really essential. But once you get to higher levels in the game, it becomes more and more essential, because it obviously buffs your combiner, and gives you damage against combiners. So can be really good against them really hard, high level combiners that have a load and load of HP, especially with the current Prime League war setting where combiners have more HP. But generally, if you're having problems in time against bases, or you're having problems against combiners, it's not a bad core to put in. But I imagine most players at lower levels don't worry about combiners too much. Yeah, they worry about the abilities and negating them, but the actual combiners themselves don't have a lot of HP. So not really essential for lower players as such. Primer is really good on Trax, because Trax is an air class bot, but he can't have an enhanced ordnance because it doesn't do damage. So that's why the likes of Primer is really good on a gunner, or really good on a jet. It's like a support type that doesn't do damage. Primer is also really good because it does 22% extra damage from all sources for 5 seconds. So if you're struggling for time, it can really rip through some bots really effectively. Really, probably essential now, at higher levels of the game where you want to get through outposts and combiners very quickly. At lower levels, maybe not as important, but again, Trax is such a great bot and such an important bot in the game that you sort of look and struggle to decide what course you're going in because it doesn't do damage at all. But I think that sort of combo of having Primer and Flak and doing extra damage to a range of sources. Don't forget that whatever Primer touches makes it take extra damage. So not just from your bot, from other ones. So if you can put it with Flak and Flak is touching 2 or 3 bots or a bot and a defense, they'll all take extra damage. So Primer and Flak, great combination. A really good core for those support type bots. Then we've got Vector. So Vector does what it says on the tin. So whatever bot you put it on, once it dies, it comes back to full health. So it generally gets used on a lot of sack bots because the downfall of sack is that once you do the sack, you've lost a bot and you start the battle with one less bot. But with Vector on, if you time it correctly and it takes a lot of damage very quickly, it means it comes back to the start again and you start the battle with 8 bots. So very, very good core in that sense. Not bad on defense for pesky, really high HP bots because it makes them come alive again. So it can be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, not a bad core, not essential, but not a bad core. Then we've got Solus. So Solus, I would say, is probably the second worst of all the cores after Onyx. It adds a little turret, which does extra damage. That's it, basically. So, and again, you wouldn't take it off a bot that needs an enhanced ordnance or a volatile mixture for extra damage. You would just put it maybe on a healer or something, or on a bot that's a support type, just to give you that bit extra damage. But, you know, 15 seconds, you know, every 15 seconds you create a turret for 12 seconds that has 25% of your damage. So 25% damage of whatever bot it is here to there, really. It's not that much. So I think that if, you know, the cores that probably need a buff in is Onyx and Solus, and the 2 cores I generally wouldn't use in my team. So on the whole there, like I said, Quintus, Micronus, and Alpha Triumph, definitely essential cores that you should fit in your team no matter what. Get them in your team. After that, I think you're looking at Amalgamus and Liege, Primer, Nexus. Those are the cores you should try and get in if you can. Don't force them in, but if you can. I think Alchemist, I think Megatronus, and I think Vector have their uses in certain situations, but not generally essential. And then Onyx and Solus, forget about it. Don't bother, guys. But I hope this guide sort of helped you a bit to understand not just what the cores do, but which sort of bots you can put them on so you can try and fit them in your team. Maybe what cores not to take off and which cores to keep in your team and not change them for a prime core. And not just to try and just fit all the prime cores in wherever they can go, but actually put them on a bot it actually suits and makes sense to try and get the best results out of your teams or out of your war team or whatever it may be. So I hope that's helped you. If it's helped you in any way, let me know in the comments. If you use these cores a different way than I've listed, then let me know in the comments as well. Good luck, and I hope it helps. So let's see what everyone's put in the chat. I hope my neighbour that wasn't stream. He's got it full blast while doing some work in the yard. Let's have a look. Yeah, Quiddy Fox spot. I will see Chrome Dome in the game and Weird Wolf. Me too. I love Headmasters. Grind time. Cool. How ironic. I just got MP sideswipe. Where'd you get that from? Freezers Max, but thanks for this teaching concepts. Yeah, I think you're better teaching people why than just giving them answers, you know. Drax Palanca support. I only run like 4 prime cores and 2 per team. I don't even use my Cronus. Blows, freezes his mind. I run Nexus and Liege on 1 team. Okay. Alchemist and Megatronus. I usually age with Sandstorm. Okay, yeah, cool. Johnny Butler's bot, I have Liege on Red Alert. Yeah, and he started rushing bot, I think, yeah. Rook has Liege for Ninja Master Builder. Cuddy Fox bot, I had my Slash with Liege. Interesting, before the G1. More for outpost reasons than offense. Yeah, you don't want Slash turn on their own. Defenses, definitely. Dalton's spot got Quintus on Slug for my Fire Acid team. Yeah, similar. I've got it on a Pipe, but same sort of reason. Supreme Rules got my Cronus on the Hoist. Yeah, any sort of healing bot makes sense. Trash Pandas put Alchemist on Dinobot. Yeah, that sort of makes sense because he takes extra healing when using his ability. So any healing he gets, that increases. Supreme Rules, Amalgamus is good on Cosmos. Would never have thought that. Interesting, because it's in out mode, so yeah. Well, in out mode, increased damage. I mean, Cosmos is not about the damage, though, is it really? It's about the hacking, so I'm not too sure Amalgamus on Cosmos. Because it doesn't do much damage anyway. So what's it? So, you know, adding more of nothing really is a bit nah. Downland spot Twin Twist with tracks on Amalgamus usually keeps him alive the whole battle. Yeah, Trash Panda, Twin Twist, alternative is Koala. Tracks has I put Nexus on tracks. Yeah, I think any Prime Core on tracks really, because he's no damage, so yeah. Ninja Master Builder, Alpha Trion on Cutthroat, aka tracks. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Darklands, you'd seriously take solos on a healer over the medic core? No, I'm not saying I would. I'm saying, but if I had to put solos on, that's where I'd put it. But no. Darklands, would Megatronus be impacted by the Fire Dome building core? Good question. Good question. I guess so because it's all damage. Yeah, it would, yeah, because I know the anti-acid core works against Nightstick, and that's a core, so yeah, it would, yeah. What else? CM, thanks for being a member, and said, is it better to have his G1 core on Blaster or Prime core? I'm not a fan of Blaster's G1 core. I just think that it stuns. It's not very good. So I would go with Quintus rather than his G1, but a Prime core on Blaster, no doubt. Quillaz, is that right? Apologies. I think we talked about this actually. You told me how to pronounce. I can't remember though, but yes. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Ninja Master Build. I'm thinking Primer could be good for D16 of Iron packs. I won't be using them. I'm not a fan at all, but hey, it is what it is. Cool. Next up, what's the plan? I think it's time. Let's look at the new bot. Yes, it is. So let's just get this a bit off the top of here. Sort of around a minute. There we go. Cool. So the new bot. Let's take a look at him. So again, as you can see there, no artwork. Still nothing in the showroom. So bit of a kicker. But as you can see, last stream we showed him, and he could only equip minion combats. But now we've got Nightstick on him. We've got Gunner combats. So the ability is open a portal, unleashing Vector Primes from other universes with 50% of your health and DPS. So with him being a gunner type, it's a special, but imagine him a bit like Skyburst, where he's a gunner but a special. 50% is 14k, 14.5k health, 500 DPS, give or take. They jump between buildings up to 3 times, dealing damage and applying acid for times 4 DPS over 6 seconds. Then exploding on expiry. This is the ability 11 part, sorry. Dealing times 4 DPS in an area. Enemies in range of the portal are slowed by 40%. Then we've got his G1. which increases DPS by 15% or 40.5, give it a take. Your Unleashed Undead, or, well, they mean the Vector Primes. That's the con version that they got mixed up with. Now stuns targets for 8 seconds on jump. Impact. So we've got a lot of elements to this. So let's give them a test in battle and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to take him into a lower zone. Now I'm quite critical of this, but the reason I'm doing the lower zone is I just want to see if it's doing what it should be first. So let's put it into perspective. So we put the portal down. That should slow defenses in an area. Then the hollows jump out onto 3 defenses. It should stun them for 8 seconds. Spread acid as well. Then explode doing damage. That covers everything, okay? Let's give it a go. I'll put up here away from the Titan so that you don't get confused. So there we are with the portal. So portal goes down there. So there's the hollows. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. I didn't see any acid. So it slowed the defenses there. There's acid. Yes, so it is dropping the acid. It is jumping. It's doing DPS in an area. Did you see anything on impact? Where it did damage when it exploded? I definitely saw damage, but is that DPS there with acid? I don't know. I can't see much damage on death. I don't know. But first impressions, there we go. So let's take him into a bit of a higher zone. And we'll talk about the pros and the cons. Prime League hard mode. And some might ask, why are you taking it to the hardest level of the game to try and show it off, Wozza? And the reason is, literally, I've got him maxed out, level 70, ability 11, maxed out G1 core, maxed out combat. So, if you're going to do all these things with it, if you're going to take it to the pinnacle of the game, then surely you need to test this at the highest level of the game. And it frustrates me sometimes in the Space 8 stream where Yanis will go, oh, let's test this bot. And they'll take a maxed out bot into like a HQ 15 or 16. And literally, I think I could soar that base with any gunner you pick for me. Literally, even Cliff Jumper maybe. You know, they pick a really, really easy base to showcase it off. I understand that they also want to showcase it to see what it does in a lower zone, but they also need to show what it does in a higher zone. And it worries me that maybe they're testing this, and when they're testing it in low zones for balance. So let's go anyway. So we'll drop that bot here. So my first criticism is that once you put Nightstick on, now Nightstick is not a massively huge range combat. Isn't, you know, I'd say it's a good range, but not ridiculous. I'm probably the most used. And you see there that it's really struggling to get you close to anything really. So people say like, oh, I would use it as an outpost popper, and I would use this as, you know, to slow defenses down an area. But you sort of find it hard to get near defenses. Now, yes, the hollows will jump, but it's random. So when they do jump, I mean, if I'm going to put this hollow here, this portal here, I imagine they're going to jump 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So middle, left, and right. Let's see how accurate that is. I mean, the good thing is you don't have to hit a defense. That's one good thing. Where's Minerva gone? Where's Minerva gone? Oh, there she is. That was weird. What happened then? That was weird. Is that... I don't know. Sorry, let's try again. Because I wasn't concentrating on it because Minerva just wouldn't pop out. So look, so 1 left, 1 middle, 1 right. So the first one goes middle. Second one goes middle. Third one goes, dies. So if you would look at this thinking, oh, I want to pop an outpost. It's really glitchy, isn't it? You look and saying, oh, I want to pop these outposts. There's no guarantee you know exactly where it's going. But as an outpost popper, yeah, I'll give it its dues. It's probably decent at that to a degree. But let's say we want to use it as a support bot. And we want to use it to do damage in an area. Want it to stun. Things like that. So the problem being is that it's quite slow for the hollows to pop out. And when they do, you can see the health there. Watch the HP of that. Down. Second one jumps. Down. Third one. Down. They die far too quick. The HP is so low that it just gets smashed. And if the HP was decent enough that it kept them alive for a few seconds and distracted some defenses, I'd be probably sat there going like, yeah, you know what? I've got a good use for this. But Rook's Hollow has 6% of Rook's health, which is about 25, 27k HP. And that dies pretty quickly. So we compare this to Rook. I put Rook's Hollow down. You can see here, look, it's about 27k HP. So put the Hollow down. Look, right now, look, it's attracting defenses. But you see, that's a good few seconds. That's a good 3 or 4 seconds. And I know some people are going to say, yeah, but the 3 hollows more than equal what the hollow that Rooks does. It's more HP. Well, no. When it's split over 3, it's totally different. Because that one will die. They'll target the second one. They'll target the third one. So that one dies quickly. That one dies quickly. That one dies quickly. It's not the same. If all the defenses are targeting all 3 at the same time, so if 3 hollows all popped out, that might be a bit different because they're targeting all 3. But when all the damage goes to one target and it's got a third of the health, it's going to kill it instantly. Then it switches to the next target and they kill them and then switches again. So it doesn't work the same for 3 targets as it does for 1. 3 targets is not better than 1 in this instance. And so that's where the sort of the worry comes into it. That yeah, it can pop outposts. But is that always designed for? It's not going to do much damage. The acid is very minimal. So I think if you're looking for an outpost popper, yeah, it's alright. But then it doesn't live up to Rook. So let's put them both side by side and see what they look like. So let's use them as we would. So a gunner, heal at the back, tank at the front. So then Rook will walk forwards. So Rook's range, you can see there, can reach the other side of the cannon. Vector Prime can't even reach the turret because he's sat so far back. Whereas Rook can. You can see there, look, now look at Rook, so he can reach right up near the mortar. Vector Prime can only just reach the turret. So you put that down. Let's put Rook's Hollow down. So once the actual hollows jump out, then yeah, they'll probably reach the same distance. But again, we're trying to look at, look, you're trying to look at a similar range, but they just die too quickly to do anything really. And at least if you use Rook like this, you put Rook's Hollow down, and whatever jumps out, it kind of distracts them for a minute. But those hollows don't get distracted. That's the problem. So, Outpost Popper, it's alright. It's pretty good. It's a bit different than Rook. It's a gunner and not a front tank. So, if you're really stuck on like your pipes and your slug as your tank and you don't want Rook as just a normal tank behind them, then I understand maybe going for this bot and saying this will replace Rook. I don't think it's as good as Rook in terms of being an outpost popper. And I always say this, and I'm going to go back to it again, and people will be like, oh my god, Wozza said it again. New content should be better than older content. Now, what is this bot good for? I don't think it's good as a support bot, and it's not good for damage. So the only thing left really is an outpost popper. But Rook does that better. Rook is a better outpost popper than Vector. There are better gunners that do more damage, like Sea Spray, 6 gun. Sea Spray is even cheaper, so why replace Sea Spray with Vector Prime? And in terms of any support aspect of like stun and anything like that, there's better bots out there. Even Bumblebee's better in that sort of aspect. And you could say, yes, but it's got all 3 elements. But I think this is really, again, another case of a bot that does lots of things, but nothing well. It doesn't excel in anything. It's not like, oh my god, this is the best outpost popper in the game. He's a very average outpost popper. And it doesn't do amazing damage either. It doesn't do damage well, but it does a bit. So it's like, alright, it does damage as well. And then he stuns as well. So it's like, alright, and he stuns. Does a lot of things okay. It doesn't excel in one thing though. That's the thing, the problem with a lot of these new bots tend to have so many elements to them. When really we just want, listen, we just want one bot to do something really well, but that does it better than the content we had 2 or 3 years ago. And I sort of think that sums this bot up on offense. So the only thing left to do is have a look at it on defense. So they have tried making some changes to this bot, so it does damage on defense. Let's have a look. So we'll use Rook for this, a bit more easier to see what happens to his hollow. So we'll put Rook down, drop his hollow. So there we go. So there's the Vector Primes. One's hitting Rook's hollow. Did they even hit his hollow? Where's one? There's 2. I don't know. I'm struggling. I was really struggling to sort of see what it really did. Let's have another go. Well, extreme close up. Let's have another go, and I'll zoom in a bit harder, and we'll try and make out what it's actually doing. So let's put Rook's hollow down. Can I go any further? I'm trying not to drop any bots though. So here we go. Extreme close up. It takes that long to kick in though. So you got the beamless doing damage there, and you got these are the hollows. That's the thing that's slow. That's the Vector Prime, and then there's the Vector Primes. Minimal. He's not knocking my socks off. You know, alright. Would I put him on defense ahead of other bots? No, not really. With a 8 seconds stun, and I think it's like works up at 1k damage per hollow, something like that. So let's look at him what it would do on defense. Let's try and interpret that. So unleash a portal, bringing the Vector Primes, 50% of health and DPS. So that means they'll have the hollows would all have 500 DPS, which is quite considerable, but only 14k health, so they die really quick. They didn't jump 3 times. They jumped to the first target, and that was it, from what I saw. I didn't really see the acid. When they exploded, did they do much damage? Did they even explode? I'm not too sure about that part of it. Should do 4 times DPS in the area. So if they have 500 DPS each, and they should do 2k damage each. That's 6k. So on defense, doing 6k in an area and slowing 40% is alright. I wouldn't say like wow. I'm not too sure if that exploding is actually even working. But you got to think 6k sounds pretty decent, but a 5+3 is really expensive compared to like C-Spray even. On attack, I'm still talking now though. And on defense, I think 6k on defense would be better than 6k on offense, because on defense they're going to go for your bots and do 6k in an area probably around your bots to all of them. Where on offense, the 2k will be spread out. It'll be 2k over here, 2k over there, and 2k over there. And 2k is pretty much nothing, really. So I'm not sold on defense. I think the 4 times DPS in an area is better for defense than offense. I think that the slow is equally good on defense and offense. It's alright. But the fact that it sits so far back makes it really hard to put it where you want it. I think the G1's pretty awful. Increasing DPS and stunning for 8 seconds on impact. I talked previously about how, you know, the likes of 6 and 8 seconds for a battle are long gone. Battles do last the entirety of the time pretty much nowadays. And so 8 seconds is here or there. You know, we see a lot of abilities for bots at like 12, 15 seconds, and they're quite decent. But 8 seconds is stun, is here or there. So ultimately, listen, I'm going for this bot, but not for the reasons for the bot. Like I said, I'm not sold. I think that it's not doing what it should in terms of exploding for ability 11. If it does, I think it's worth ability 11. But is it worth going for this bot? Probably not, if I'm honest with you. I'm a bit disappointed that in the stream they said, oh, it's going to be a prize and we're going to make it really good. One, we've not even got any artwork yet. We don't know what it looks like, apart from what we've got images-wise that's been posted around some Discord channels. 2, it's not that good. When you think of primes, you think of damage, you know, or like something that's really, really OP in that sense. But I don't think this is. And 3, I just think it's just the same as everything else we're getting recently. Just lacking doing anything well. It's a jack of all trades, like the rest of the bots that we're getting. And I think they need to get off this train of giving it so many complex things. I mean, it's got slow, it's got hollows, it's got acid, it's got damage in an area, it's got stun. It doesn't need it. Honestly, if they took away the stun and the DPS from the G1 and it somehow incorporated it all together, and all it did was it opened a portal that dropped 3 hollows that all had like 20k health and did 2.5k damage in an area on death. I think people will be happy with that. I honestly think people will be thinking, wow, I've literally got Rook times 3 roughly on a gunner. Sold. Literally sold. But because they've added all these extra elements in, it doesn't do what it's supposed to be doing well. Because they can't make it totally OP. And so the hollows don't have the HP that they should have. And they don't do the damage that they should. Because they're trying to rein it in because it's got so much. So my message to Space 8 would be, stop giving it 4, 5, 6 elements. Just give it 1 or 2. Make it decent. Make it better than what we've already got. And people will be happy. But let me know what your thoughts are. Are you impressed by this bot? Can you even see some way of using it that I haven't? How will you use it differently? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you're going for it this weekend as well. And if you are, good luck. What have we got? Let's have a look. RFL Bozos put no stun, no explosions, completely broken. Not hitting the same building, Darklands. No, so it was. And the testers said they would rather it spread out, which I kind of agree with. It should be spreading out. But it's just, the problem is, though, they've got such low HP that they don't do it what they should. Darklands, could it be acid from Nightstick you're seeing? No, it did do the acid, it did. Because Nightstick was back here and it was spreading, so yeah, definitely. No damage on the hollows dying yet. Yeah. Nice tick needs a BBE. Eh. What else? One TV man, thanks for joining the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, Dartlands support spreading out HP and DPS is not the same as single. Yeah, agreed. Traxpen Lancaster's put, what's the point in having 3 hollows, half the health of Rook's hollow? You need good health on the 3 hollows, like I said, yeah. Victory Star Saber, yeah, doesn't live up to the name of a prime. Completely agree on that. They should be meta change bots. Agreed. Yeah, I agree. If you're gonna do a meta change, the best way to do it is on a prime. Everyone should be looking at this bot going, I've got to get this bot because it's a prime. And instead we're looking at going, maybe not. Darklands, RC, and Dinobot can pop out bots as well. I know, yeah, I know, but Rook's like the staple that everyone uses. I know. The stream in August said Vector and Nova will be powerful. I know. Blade 19's put, would you take Blot off your war team for him the way he is now? No. 100% no. I think the question is, would you use both though? But I haven't used Rook twice in a battle, so I don't know. Volcanicus number 1 is, I don't disagree with the abilities falling short. Are these hollows for sure, or are they minions? They look like minions on the ape stream. Unless they've got an updated version, I don't know. Trash Pandas, but I was hoping Vector Prime was going to be crazy OP since I used to watch Vector Prime on Transformers Cybertron when I was younger and he was able to swap space and time. Victor Star Saber, why is one of the 13 primes so underwhelming? Space Ape sucks at new bots. Trexpen Lancaster, but it's a disaster. A lot of things don't seem to be working. Trexpen Lancaster, but we did have a great bot. His name is Blue Streak. Now he's just good. Yeah, he was doing more than what he should. Let's not be, thinking of. Yep, Blade 19. Yep. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yep, another one. Yep. Freezer's put, I don't particularly mind the new bot. Walls are less of a factor compared to other decoys. Yeah, it's going to jump, I suppose, but I don't know. I wonder how far it will jump. We could even test that, really, but I don't think it's going to jump farther, is it? Let's have a look. That's a good point, actually. Let's see. Let's get all this out of the way a minute and see how far it will actually jump. If this jumps considerable distance, then I'll be like, oh yeah, I can sort of see your point, Freeze. But if it doesn't, then it's trash again. So let's get this out of here. Let's get it out of there as well. Get that out of there as well. Get out of there as well. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I am going to drop Vector Prime here. I'm going to hit this cannon. If he jumps up to this cannon or this shock tower, then I'll be impressed. If it just stays there or jumps backwards towards the... let's just put this up a bit. Hang on, let's put it a bit closer. So let's just see, because it's going to jump to the closest target. So I imagine one will jump backwards. If one jumps over that way, then yeah, not too bad. So there we go. Let's see how far it jumps. See, no. So, you say walls are a factor, but it won't even jump over to a long distance, so sadly not. You don't even jump that far. Track spot, I think a DPS increase with a hold might work. If the explosion would work, we see how much good DPS is. Yeah, I think the problem being there is I think it's been designed as a support bot. If they start giving it more DPS, it's not going to have a chance to do that DPS. But if they give it more HP, then it'll be more support type. So I think she have more DPS and HP. I really do. Or keep it the same DPS. The DPS seemed alright. Keep it the same DPS, but more HP. I think that'd be the solution better, really. The combat is killing the hollows. That's trash. If they exploded quickly within the 6 seconds of the 4 times assets of the 4 times exploding, it might be worth these hollows if we don't know, since it doesn't work. Well, yeah, maybe, but I don't think that decent, really. You know, like we said, 6k in area sounds good, but 2k in 3 different areas is not very good. It's going off bot DPS, so it depends on what bot you put on. Could he Fox? They did rework Leo Convoy. Not exactly. He just wasn't doing damage he should, because on test they updated it on test but didn't go into live, and so, or vice versa. I think it wasn't working on test and we tested it and it was not very good. And then on live they realised it wasn't working right, and then they pushed the fix and then it was doing crazy damage. So a bit different, really. Darklands, if it wasn't for Mayhem, might have skipped this bot. Yeah, if it wasn't for Mayhem, I would be skipping it. I would be bothering if it wasn't for Mayhem mode. Track support should rank it to captain. I don't see the point. I get what you're saying, but I think it's unrealistic to put him as captain. I don't like to test them as captains. I don't mind, like, you know, as corporals and that, because I don't think everyone's going to have him as captain that soon. It's going to be quite difficult. So we want to see what the bot's going to do, say, in 2 or 3 weeks' time, you know, before we start getting bundles through and things like that. So, although I get what you're saying, I just think it's a bit unrealistic, but too far, maybe. Darklands, the Vector Hollows need to be predictable to be useful. Rook and RC, you know where the hollows are. Dynabook have a good guess to pop outpost. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Supreme Rules has put, yeah, with glitch enemy special would be useless due to range. I think, yeah, agreed. Amazon put legacy bots seem to be successful, but they don't do much. They are easy to read and simple to see if they are not working. Yeah, the legacy bots do seem to be better because they're just old bots just buffed. Yeah, last prize, but they're just merging bots now. I think the next bot could be Nose Cone and Sludge. Grand Transport, my opinion, another trash bot, not bothering. Freezes, I think they added too much stuff to him. They could have stopped at decoys and a range bot and added like 3+2. Well, yeah, I don't think 3+2, but I think it could have been cheaper with less elements to it. But yeah, I know. Yeah, they put out the free casting. Yeah, I'll give you that. But then so does Rook as well. So you know, it'd be even worse if they put it onto a defense. Snowy Days has put cost is too much. Yeah, we didn't even mention that cost. Like, you know, 5+3 is still expensive. Especially when you got to compare it to Rook is 5+2. No, 5+3 as well. So yeah, definitely Rook all day. Cuddy Fox has put the stream earlier had the models done and the jump was farther than that. Listen, I can only work with what I've got. If it doesn't work outside of this, then that's on Space Ape, sadly. But that's even more frustrating that they can't even give the play testers and give the content creators good content to test. And this happens all the time as well. They do updates to it behind the scenes and they go, oh, sorry guys, we've updated it. It'll go into live, but not test. And then guess what? It comes into live and doesn't work, and they wonder why. Because they don't put it into test because they can't bother uploading it. True story. Bloodleaf Gamers put, finally I found you live. Greetings from Argentina. Thank you for joining the stream. Good to see you, buddy. Quillars put, it's all good. We'll be in the same alliance for you for the weekend. Ah, I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up this weekend. It'll be good to see you. Cool. So yeah, while we're talking about that this weekend, so we're also doing an interview with Dale on Saturday. So like I said, members will be able to comment, everyone else will be able to watch. That's on Saturday. I'm debating also streaming Friday night. Remember the play stream that we did with a bit of music, stuff like that? Debating doing that. I'm thinking what I might do is I might kick the stream off with doing a little thing on without the music, a little video sort of thing like I do with this, where it's like how I play in mayhem mode, how I manage it, things like that. And then we'll sort of then after that we'll kick into the stream where I'll put a bit of music on and we'll play the game, answer any questions, a bit of a chill. That's the idea. So I'm thinking about doing that Friday night. So I'm literally thinking about doing my normal stream Thursday night, a play stream Friday night around mayhem mode and how to do it and things like that, and then the interview Saturday night. So we're going to be doing a massive weekend of content on this channel. So if you don't want to miss any of that, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, guys, right now. And don't miss any more content of mine. Don't miss my videos. Don't miss my streams. Don't miss these little things, extras that I do here and there that you might not hear about. Best way is hit that subscribe button. Best way. Tracks, what alliance I'm in for the event? I'm in G1 AOC Legends, I think it is. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm in there. With a few familiar names, a few old friends I've not seen in a while actually. So it was good to see them. So yeah, cool. In fact, on that, we're gonna go into the main game anyway. So. Oops, try again. For some reason, I have to open Google Play first when I open the game on this. It's a bit weird. Justin, brilliant. You're going for the 5-star or the 4-star? I'm going for the 5-star, but not going for the 5-star. That makes sense. I'm going for the spark and the shards, basically. I need 5-star shards. I'm shard poor. I say I've got like 4.5 mil shards. 4.5k shards, not 4.5 mil. Jesus. 4.5k shards. Imagine 4.5 mil 5-star shards. Woo! No, 4.5k I've got there. No, I've actually got 5k now. I've just got 5k back again. Which is quite wild considering I had like 200 shards like 3 weeks ago. So I've got 5k shards now. But I need to get them shards back up again quite quickly. So I'm going for the shards. So I got 900 from the event. I'm hoping to get like maybe another 1,000 from the shard crystals. No, not a chance. No. I need some shards though, quick. I also need some combiner spark. Overflow and everything else. But yeah. Yeah, last prime, exactly. Going for the resources and going for the XP. The XP is probably the most important. If we didn't have all these bots level again, it then total spark and shard crystals weren't there. And I didn't have bots to level, I won't be bothering this weekend. I promise you that much. Yeah, Tractor's but Medron's going for the 5-star. Asylum has some heavy hitters in it. Yeah, we're actually against DJD and I come up against A-Class's base. So wow. A-Class, an old friend of mine, really, really cool guy. Really, really like A-Class. Was in my Horde days. There's a few guys in Horde, obviously like Tex, Freeze, A-Class, Cheeto. There's a few good guys over there that I still talk to now. And yeah, A-Class is brilliant. Really liked A-Class. You know, I sort of left on a bit of a dark cloud really for a bit of a discussion with a few of them that I didn't really agree with. But A-Class was great with me. Really, like, you know, level-headed, just talked it out, discussed it, and he was like, I get it. Do you know what I mean? Like that. And yeah, I really like A-Class. Cool guy. And yeah, just played against DJD, and he's gone down there helping out. Top level player. And his base is causing a few problems. I don't mind showing it either. I've flamed twice. Honestly, already, like, really good. And this is his base. So he assures me that he made this base. Because we had a bit of discussion about it. And he's like, yeah, I made this base. I probably should have did. Like, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Like, alright, mate, okay. I think he was quite touchy about it. That people think that he didn't design it, but it's a good design. Honestly, you might not look at it on the surface and think, but when you actually look into it, you're like, oh, that's a bit. Oh, well, what happens there? And yeah. Honestly, it's a good design. It's causing a few problems for me anyway, and a few problems for some other people as well. So, um, yeah, yeah, causing quite a few problems as you can see. But yeah, really good design. Go and check it out. Whoops, claim this dead quick. Um, Tatlands, I'll say some 5-star shards was sitting at 28k. While on the subject, Dale hit me up early actually and just said that there's a bit of a scam in game, bit of a not a hack, not it's a cheat, not a cheat in a way it is. What people were doing was they were creating a new account. Well, this one person was anyway, creating a new account, going through the tutorial bit, getting the coins, which is like about 1,000, 2,000 coins, buying 6 prems. That's all you can buy is 6 prems, and then gifting them prems to their main account. And this person apparently has got thousands of prems doing this, which means he's made like 150 to 200 accounts just to get 1,000 prems. And Dale said, oh, they're going to close that down. They're going to make some changes so you can't do it, which I'm all for. And I said, well, I wouldn't worry about someone having 1,000 prems, really. Because, yeah, I've got more than that. Yeah, I've got 2,000. That's not including what's in my space bridge as well. So I said today, like, it's not going to be like, game altering, game changing, for these. But yeah, I get closing it. But who in their right mind is going to create 150 accounts for 1,000 prems? Madness. But hey, if there's an exploit, I think certainly from playtest, well-known guy, decent guy. I think he said like, if there's an exploit, people will find it. And people will use it, no doubt. Was it Freeze actually? Was it Freeze that said that? No, it's Freeze I think actually. I think Freeze said it actually. I might have just been totally mistaken. I mean, I think both of them made comments about stuff today that I was like, yeah, you're right there. I think that was actually Freeze actually, and he's right. He's not wrong. If there's an exploit to be found, people will find it and people will use it, no doubt. But yeah, mad though, mad. But yeah, like I said about Spark, let's do the flexing. So inventory, I've got 2.5 mil Spark, and people were like, yeah, that's not that much, Wozza. But then I've literally got like another 2 mil there, just burn the hole. That's a top tip as well to keep it in there if you're going overflowing. And then so that's not even including, like I said, that I've got my total spark crystals in here. I've got 240. I thought it was less than that, but I've got 240 total spark crystals in there, and whatever's in these crystals as well. So yeah, and then when we look at combats, I mean, like, I'm almost embarrassed to show this. I've got 6 mil combat spark that I don't really need. It's just sat there, so that's just burning a hole as well. But combiner spark, I'm actually quite poor. See there, 190k. So I need some combiner sparks. That's why I'm doing this event, for the combiner spark. And then shards wise, you can see here that I've only got 5k shards. So I need to get some more shards. So that's why we're doing it. And I know, yes, before anyone says, yes, I know I've got like a lot of 4-star shards, but I am saving them to see what happens with HQ 18 phase, whatever it is right now. I've lost track. That one. When that comes out, if there's new cores coming out, then I've got enough crystals to pull the new cores. That's the idea. I've got no reason to pull them 4 stars other than dupes and other than cores. So I'm waiting. Yeah, I do need to borrow some combiners back. Jack's put A cost his base, gives a lot of folks fits with him in the defender slot. I just backdoored it. Freeze match can vouch for his base. No, I believe him. I'm not gonna say he's a liar by any means. He's not that kind of guy. But yeah, I imagine backdooring that would be quite difficult though. Be impressive. You have to show that video. If you backdoored that base, that'd be quite impressive because it's backloaded with everything pretty much. Very hard to take on defenses out from the launch pad. Be interesting unless it's changed it since. Darklands, they stopped giving out 5-star shards and spark achievement after so many is claimed. 5 stars, 80 bots. Next achievement is 85, and you get 1,000. What am I up to then? I don't know what I'm up to. Don't know. Don't even know. Cool. So next up, so I'm going to do this live on stream. Why not? So how this started was I was trying to get some medals. So I'm trying to get up my rankings because my ranking has always been quite low. I've never bothered for medals, but now I'm in a bit of a lower alliance. I can concentrate a bit more, and I've got a bit more time to. Cause you're not doing 5, 6, 7, 8 battles every war. Normally in terms of war, I just jump in as needed. I challenge myself to the harder ones, and the easier ones, if we're winning, I sort of let the guys just sort of take part. I'm like, we're gonna win it anyway. But just jump in and make sure I'm there when we need it. So I'm always there for every single war. But then if they don't need me, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna do a bit of free resource raids instead. And we're currently at 25,800 medals. Gonna get to 26,000 hopefully by probably the end of the month. Something like that. And then try and sort of work up to 27k. That's the idea. So trying to get as many medals as I can. So I thought, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up some Zone 16 teams. I've been doing Zone 15 a lot before this, so that's my war team been working with there. So we've got the one team there, 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams. Why is someone missing from that team? 6 teams. That's my 6 teams there. But I don't know why one's missing from there. That's a bit weird. But yeah, 6 teams. And normally in one combiner run, I can get all 6 attacks off and kill them off the bases. But for some reason, I've been looking and the bases just seem a bit easier than normal. And so I took my team, took Ruination in, and I'm going to Zone 16. I can get a medal per attack up to 26k in Zone 16. So we've got G1 Nova, Friendly Fire. And what I realised is that there's a lot of lower level bases in these Zone 16 zones. So what I was doing was, I was literally just dropping Ruination on the side here. And the idea was, I'm not bothered about clearing the whole base, but what I am going to do is, I'm going to clear this side. We'll get a lot of resources from it. We're going to get some medals from it. Let's see what we can do. Drop the hollows on the HQ. Kill Scarblocks if we can. You know what? It's actually a decent base. I love how I've done this in the first instance to get a decent base. Let's make sure we get Scarpenock down a minute. It's the most important thing. All these sharks are going to cause a few issues, I think. Just keep going. Can we take it down? We'll take it down. Boom! Even I'm impressed with that. So you can see there, we've got a HQ 18 in Zone 16 and still taking it down. And look, we can use the same one again because we haven't used any bots. So no cooldown, nothing like that. We can literally hit it again. And if you concentrate, make sure you drop Ruination on the right hand side and concentrate on clearing the right hand side out. And it works really well. So we've got the one here where Look, we've got Nemesis there, we've got Ruination, we've got a Combiner Beacon in the middle. So we want to avoid that as much as we can. Can we get up high here? Can we get up high? No. Might have to go across maybe if it doesn't work around. Hopefully that's just out of range. Yeah, it is. We get this off as quick as we can to stun those defenses. There we go. Take him up there. Take out them defenses down there. Go. Drop the hollows down there. One last one as well. And then down with the hollows. Boom. So you can also use this in a backdoor attack as well in wars. But what I like about this is that sometimes defenses are left over and the hollows die. But they do enough damage to the HQ that if you clear out that right hand side, then your Titan will finish it off because you've got a full list of bots on your shuttle. So the Titan will continue. And you see there, look, there's no Titan on this one. This is how random Zone 16 is. And I'm even thinking about doing this for the Mayhem event. So wait till Ruination comes out, and then we can get this done so quickly. We can literally just smash through this. All I'm going to do is just going to concentrate on getting rid of everything in front of the HQ so my Titan can get to it and destroy it. There we go. So quick. So yes, 5-star Ruination is brilliant. 4-star possible with, but better with a 5-star. So 5-star Ruination, the Arc, you're pretty much getting unlimited resources. Pretty much. You can't not. And in same medals as well. So you can see there, combined quite low. We'll keep Ruination quite high. So hopefully he walks forwards rather than down. Yep, he has done. Yep, okay, so we can get him up here instead. We don't have to get him down low here. And again, just going to concentrate on this right hand side. Try to take out that shield gen if I can. Then drop the hollows off there. There we go. Now in this instance, the hollows are going to die. Take Scorpion knock down. Get rid of all these sharks as they are pesky. Let's see if we can do it again. Just a second left. There you go. Same again. And I literally had this same sort of success with every single battle. I don't think I lost a single battle. And you got to think that when you have, obviously, as well, when you've got your no medic challenge, things like that, it's an easy way to do it. Easy way to get resources. Easy way to get medals as well. So again, just concentrate on that right hand side. Because the idea we do want when our Titan wins, which we need to make sure it does, then it will just finish off whatever's left nice and quick. So once you've got the right hand side, then concentrate on the HQ. Whether it's with your hollows, whether it's with your combiner, doesn't matter. Just make sure you focus on that HQ. There we go again. So like I said, really cool, effective way of getting medals, getting resources, and maybe even in mayhem mode. So give it a try this weekend. Let me know how it goes. Give it a try to get some resources. Let me know how successful you find it. But as always, guys, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you found it, and see if you can perfect it yourself. Even let me know how it goes. What else have we got? Let's have a look. What else? Cuddy Fox says, but I don't do much zone 16, but I usually don't use my combiner much either. I should use him more. Maybe. Yeah, and Darkness has put, yeah, zone 16 only goes to 26k, then you have to do prime zone. Yeah, I know. I'll probably do the same, fine, sure. We'll see. Darkness has put zone 16 has too large a range of difficulty. You can get a full max prime core defenses in one. Next base is like mid. Yeah. Ruination Hollow never works in zone 16 for me. But don't give it a try. Works for me. Panda Dog, what's the best Titan? Definitely Arc. Definitely. Nemesis obviously for the cons, definitely. What else? Green Tea, Wozza is smoke screen on your main war team. He jumps in and jumps out. Very good damage. I've got him more on defense actually. I've got him look in outpost. No, outpost there. So yeah. An easy way to complete the 27.5 mil task on the new Battle Pass day. Yeah, good. Yeah, Blade 19 has put, I'm definitely going to be trying that attack. Yeah, I imagine it'll work in wars as well at that level. Definitely. Cuddy Fox put doing mayhem mode in zone 15 with a 4-star ruination works great. Yeah. Grindtime's put, dude, I've literally been doing that since 5-star ruination came out. I've not had it. I've not had 5-star ruination ever. Literally refused to load it up. Oh, and for Zen Farmers put, yeah, I've not had it ever. I've literally not been using them. I refused. Like, nope, not happening. Cool. Okay. So, for those still sticking around, I've got a bit of news. So, the new combiners were announced in the Space Ape stream today. It was a Raiden and Dino King. So we speculated about this. I had a good idea, and I thought it would probably be them combiners, or either that or Monstructor. It was definitely Monstructor or Dino King or Raiden. And then I've got a bit of a confession. Earlier this week, I actually knew Raiden was in playtest. Someone hit me up and said, "Have you seen us in playtest?" I was like, no. I looked. I was like, ah, Raiden. Raiden was in playtest. I was like, ah, okay, but I won't do anything really yet. I won't do a video on it because I know they haven't announced it yet. I don't want to spoil that. And then when they announced it in stream, I was like, oh right, okay, brilliant. They've announced it in stream. We know he's coming. And so that kind of leaves it open for me to do a video on him, you know? I know he's in playtest. I can show him to you guys. But then, sadly, they removed it from playtest. And so when you look in the lab now, Drawn Superior, Victorion, Omega Supreme, Ruination, Magnaboss, Defensor, Volcanicus, Skyrim, Auto Maximus. So, sadly, no Raiden. But Wozza was a bit clever. Wozza took screenshots. So, I'm not too sure if we should be showing this or not. But I thought, hey, they've announced it's open. They've announced it's here. It's all minimal values. What can it really hurt? So, let's have a look. So, bit of a proviso is that the art is not done. But as you can see, the 2-star rating there, it's going to be similar to Omega Supreme. In the sense that it's going to be a 2-star part, a 3-star part, 4-star part, and eventually a 5-star part, as you can see there. So, although all these values are going to change, keep that in mind. It's not even in playtest yet. So just keep in mind that this is not, and I need to say this, I need to make sure that you realize that this is not final by any means. This is like really early stuff. But I want to give you an idea on what the abilities are going to do. So first of all, I can't remember which one is which. Which one is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th star ability. But jump into an area dealing 775 damage. Afterwards, cast a zone that deals 15.5 damage per second and nullifies healing. So what you can take for that is it's going to jump forwards and then in a zone it's going to do damage and stop healing. And it's going to slow down enemies. So it's got a bit of protection in it. It's got a bit of utility in it, stopping healing, and does damage. So pretty good. Then the next one. Then we've got Cross Rail. I think this might be the 5-star ability maybe. Fire 5 exploding energy spheres that do whatever damage to enemies, as well as mark them. Marked enemies are executed once their health is 15% or below. So I'm not a big fan of this right now. First impressions is that it does damage, then marks them, and it goes, oh, well, it executes them once it's 15%. But you're not going to have a bot that goes, oh, this bot does X amount of damage and leaves a sliver of health. I'm going to now use him. So I don't like this executed thing that they're doing once it gets to a certain health. I don't know why. Why give it that? Why not just give it that 15% more damage so it just kills them? Not a big fan of that. Then we've got Bullet Train. Fires a barrage of bullets, dealing whatever for 10 seconds. So hopefully this is like a big spray. With damage, the bullets do increasing by 2% per consecutive hit. So that would be pretty good if it just does damage in there. But again, like this, with damage, the bullets do increasing by 2%. Just don't do that because it's a bit of like, you know, randomness. Just give it X amount of damage in an area. Just give it a gun that goes like, this is just this amount of damage. Why this increasing by 2%? It's not like you're going to use your combiner 2 or 3 or 4 times in a battle like abilities. It's 2% per consecutive hit. 2%? It's nothing. Just give it the extra damage. Don't bother. 2%. That annoyed me. Can you tell? And then we've got this one. And this really frustrates me. It's taunt enemies and grant yourself damage reduction. And an element immunity for 10 seconds. On death, gives your ally and bots defense 50% damage reduction and element immunity for 10 seconds. So I like it's got an after death ability. That's pretty cool. It's got to have that. I don't like this taunt. It makes no sense. So when you think of a taunt in a normal game, say there's things in an area and you taunt, it means everyone will focus on that. Now, if it's like a 3-dimensional battle and everything is around in an area and you want them to spin around and focus, then yeah, that taunt works. The way that our game works is your frontline tanks are at the front and taking all the damage. So Ironhide's got a taunt which makes no sense. It's already taking all the damage because it's at the front. It's not like Ironhide is at the back of the pack and all the defenses are going, oh, I'm going to miss them ones at the front. I'm going to fire past them and hit Ironhide. No, it's going to shoot to whatever's at the front. So taunt in this game doesn't work. And taunt for this is that the defenses are no longer going to focus on anything else. They're going to focus on this combiner. But what else were they focusing on in the first place? So the combiner's there. And it's going to taunt to stop them from shooting at anything else. But they're not shooting at anything else because there's only the combiner there. So they haven't really thought that through. Taunt enemies. What are they taunting? What are they taking the damage away from? It makes no sense at all. So the taunt bit needs to go. Even on defense, you got to think like the defense, the combiner's going to attract the bots anyway. So it's not like they're going to ignore the combats, ignore the bots and go to the combiner, is it? It just makes no sense to me. But I do like the after death ability, 50% damage reduction and element immunity. 10 seconds is not very long. I'd like to see that extended. But yeah, that's the abilities that sort of coming. We haven't got the screenshots yet or the images. It's still really early days, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come in the following weeks. It's supposed to be out next Saga, so I imagine next week or two you'll start seeing images from myself and Freesius, and even Soldier coming out about these bots, these new combiners. So yeah, the best way is going to hit that subscribe button again, guys, and never miss any content from your content creators. And can't wait for this combiner to come out. No doubt they'll release the 2-star, maybe the 3-star version to begin with, and then the 4-star will be in an event. So too will the 5-star, and if you missed that, you'll have to get it in 4-star and 5-star shards. So if you are a free-to-play player and you don't think you'll be able to put up the sort of like 2.5, 3.5 mil for these parts, then start saving your 4-star shards now. Start saving them. I'm not too sure how much it's going to cost, but start saving them now, so when the event has been and gone and it's available in the store, you'll be able to get it for 4-star shards. But let me know in the comments, are you excited for this kind of combiner? Raiding, trains, nah, but the abilities seem pretty decent. A lot of balancing to go. But let me know in the comments, are you excited for this combiner? Do you think it's going to be a good, or not better than Ruination? Let me know in the comments, guys. Oh yeah, Trax put you on the main account, but they didn't move PT. Yeah. Yeah, Volcano says, glad they took the time to remove the combiner but not give you the latest endurance bot. That's a fair point, isn't it? Darklands has bought the ability to sound like it needs to be on defense. I don't know. So Torn. So let's look at it from a defense point of view. So Torn. Grant yourself 50% damage reduction element for 10 seconds. On death, you give your defenses 50% damage reduction and element immunity for 10 seconds. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that ability would be put on defense, wouldn't it? I think, yeah. I think that one would. But is that as good as Skyrain? I don't know. Yeah, 15%, less than 15% health executed? No, I don't think so. No. Jump into an area, cast a zone, nullifies healing and slow down enemies by 80%, 15 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. Break zone. That might be pretty good. When we compare that, you know, to the likes of, let's have a look at some of the best defense bots then, you know. Hack for 15 seconds. And if we look at, who else? Omega Supreme, you know, doing 6k damage after death. Ruination, not really used on defense, but where's Skyrain? So 4,000 damage, invulnerable to all damage for 10 seconds, 80% damage reduction for 10 seconds upon combiner's death. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be better than Skyrain personally on defense, but I don't know. Yeah, probably geared towards defense a bit with that last ability, but I don't know. Mark Cooper, space ain't doing anything to make sense. That would be mental. I love how he's using my words. Mental. Dustin Brilliant, there'll be no bots. It'll just be parts like Omega Supreme. Going Grind time. You can be sure the cost will be stupidly overpriced if you wait. Yeah, no doubt. Just like, but I imagine it'd be the same price as a Mega Supreme. Imagine. Yeah, Dustin's but Darklands, you're right. 50k 4-star shards, correct. No, I think it'd be the same. I think. Yeah. Darklands support depends on what damage is like. Yeah, true. It depends on what damage will be. It's got to be balanced yet, so I can't even say that right now. So yeah. Could he Fox put with Comptron when I do have my combiner? I usually let Comptron stun my bots and then call out my combiner. So that means the stun is useless. Stun, you mean hack? You mean? I think you mean hack. Volcanicus, 6 pieces. That combiner though, does that mean 6 items to buy versus 3? No. It'll still be 3 or 4 parts. So you got the 2-star and it'll be 3-star part, 4-star part, 5-star part. Listen, overthinking it, just like Omega Supreme. There you go. Just think of that. The same as Omega Supreme. Whatever I imagine it'd be the same cost. I imagine it'd be the same events. Everything, the release sort of dates, everything will be like Omega Supreme. Think of that. Snowy Days doesn't have a shield though. No, there was something that is said. Let me find it a minute. There was damage reduction. Definitely was. Let me have a look a minute. No, not that one. No, must be the next one, I think. No, was it the last one? Definitely did something. Yeah, taunt enemies and grant yourself 50% damage reduction and element immunity for 10 seconds. So yeah. Yeah, damage reduction is better than a shield anyway. Definitely. Cream Tea, Omega Supreme 4-star or 5-star ability on defense. 5-star ability, I would say. It's amazing on defense. Does a lot of damage, especially at like, some lower levels. If you definitely haven't got like Computron and Skyrain. If you don't have them two, then definitely I'll put Omega Supreme on defense. So it'd be the next 5-star. How long will it take for the 5-star with the parts to come out? I imagine what'll happen is the combiner will come out. I imagine they'll have the 4-star event sometime around Christmas time-ish. Or just before, sort of like beginning, about a month's time. So I imagine in the next 8 weeks they'll have, they might even have it as the midway through event instead of the combat. So they might have the Titan event with the 3-star, 2-star and 3-star. Then I think they might have the 4-star event the month after. And then the 5-star in a few months' time. And then I imagine the 4-star part in the shop will probably come about a couple months after the event. I like to I'll give some exclusivity, so a couple months afterwards. So I imagine the 4-star part for the new combiner will probably be in the shop in the new year. Give or take. There you go. Yeah, that answer spot. Mega Supreme was a 5-star event, was 4 mil for the event. I imagine it'd be roughly the same. Is 4-star Skyrain better than 4-star Omega on defense? Cream Tea's asked. Yes, definitely. Skyrain is very, very good on defense. Probably the second best combiner, or maybe the best on defense. So very, very good. And Dark Answers put the 4-star was at 2.5 mil. Oh yeah, was it the same? Was it the same event? Where it's 4-star and then 5-star later? Maybe it was actually. Yeah, that's a good point. Grand Transport doesn't sound like a very impressive combiner in my opinion. Hoping to make him better before release, but I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it should be better than Magnaboss. Not Magnaboss. Should be better than God Neptune Ruination. You imagine because it's a newer combiner, but we'll have to wait and see. That's a high bar. That's a high bar to get past, isn't it? Daddy Pig, will the new combiner push back the release of 5-star Volcanicus? No, I still think 5-star Volcanicus will be in the new year, regardless. So no, not really. Queen sees what Volcanicus needs a buff. Yeah, it will get a buff as part of the 5-star release, definitely. Could he Fox support? Just wait till Trailbreaker gets his 5-star, and then we'll see how good Skyrain will really be. What doesn't make a difference, really? If the bots get a buff, doesn't change Skyrain. Skyrain stays the same, so it's still good. Oh, you mean because of the 5-star part? Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be silly. Um, cool. Yeah, Dustin Brilliant Sport Volcanicus needs done. I know you gotta give him time though. You gotta give him time. You gotta give him time. You know, I'm all for them making mistakes. You know, it happens. But we've got to give them time to do it, at least try and get it right. So better to wait and get it done right than rush, as we've seen. But then the problem is that some things are time dependent and needs to be priority. Elf, and a 5-star ruination box worth pulling for. Yeah, if you have the shards, I mean, I still stand by that. It's 2.5k shard is not a lot if you've already got the box already. If you're going pulling the box and you haven't got them and it's going to take you a couple of pulls, you know, those 10, 20, 25k, 30k shards it might take you. That's a lot. That's a lot of shards to chase, a lot of bots to chase, just a 5-star ruination. Depends. It all depends on the situation. I went and pulled a guaranteed um guaranteed impactor and I spent the 2.5k shards. And I thought that was quite expensive, but there or thereabouts. I'd say it's worth the 7.5k 5-star shards. Once you start getting past that, once you start getting to 12.5k, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, Twin Twist is obviously really good. Queen Tees, but I've had a glitch when Jetfire got Pinpointer, and every time he used the ability, he healed himself full health. No, it's not a glitch. Well, it shouldn't be. He shouldn't heal himself because it should just do DPS. But if you look at Pinpointer, every 5 seconds you fire a beam that heals you for 85% damage dealt. So yeah, if it fires that beam just before you do the damage to a target, then maybe. So yeah, I don't think it should though. But if it's a glitch, that. But hey, I'll take it. Yeah, talk about Topspin and World needing a bit of rework or more. Yeah, yeah. I remember Topspin being really good when it first come out, and then just sort of faded away. I remember, was it who was it? Used him a lot. Good friend of mine. So who was it? No, I can't remember. Oh, it was a Stay Puffed. My buddy Stay Puffed used to use him a lot. So he was really good Topspin, which he was at that time. Yeah, yeah. Well, that is it for the end of the stream, guys. Much appreciate everyone for tuning in. But like I said, I will be back tomorrow to do another bit of a play stream. So like I said, we'll kick it off with just showing everyone what I'm doing in Mayhem mode, how successful I've been, ways of doing it, things like that. And then we'll do a bit of music, play a bit of the game, answer a few questions. So just chat. It was really cool last time, actually. A lot different than these sort of streams, a lot more relaxed. And we can sort of talk a bit of RL, you know what I mean, rather than talking all about the game. And just sort of chilling out together. So, you know, if you want to join me in that, then come along and join me. And I might even do something else as well. I've got an idea for something that I might even, yeah, I might do. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, stream time is 3:30 p.m. CT, 9:30 British summertime. So, normal stream time. So, exactly the same time as my stream, but tomorrow. The interview with Dale, exactly the same time as my stream, but Saturday. So I will see you then, guys. So thanks for joining in. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Hit a like on the video, and I'll see you again over the weekend. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.